Good day all. Maria Elizabeth here, barefoot farm girl from Central South Africa. I am who I am. What happened, happened. It is what it is, and I say it as it is. I want to thank you all for this opportunity. I'm honored and I'm humbled. I will show you how much I care in my actions and my words. It is 2015. I'm 47 years old. My heart pounded and my fingers trembled as my eyes darted across the back of the vehicle. Standing in the road with my sobbing 9-year-old daughter in my arms, knowing I had the equivalent of $2 in my wallet, no insurance, no employment, not the life I planned for myself and her. I could not even bury my own husband. University dropout and married at 21. And I fell ill in my early 20s. I went from specialist to specialist, telling me it's all in my mind. 5 years. Been diagnosed by a professor with fibromyalgia and myofascial pain syndrome. Later, 2 more were added. 4 incurable autoimmune disorders. I was fine, except that I wasn't fine. Sure, I was earning decent money, but too much pain and burning out. When I got retrenched in the middle of my divorce, leaving with my 15-month-old daughter, I lost my health, my marriage, career, and financially everything. Starting over at the age of 40, losing my second husband when he was only 42 years old. I lived constantly in excruciating high pain levels, extreme exhaustion, stiffness, migraines, my whole nervous system causing pain as if my body was one big toothache multiplied by 10 or more. I was declared partially disabled just before the pandemic. On 30 November 2021, I was declared fully disabled. And as if this path in a nutshell is not interesting enough, on 22 January 2022, my pain levels disappeared in an online session. It had nothing to do with health, but the unblocking of subconscious mind money blocks, which I was not even aware of. Medically, I was told there is absolutely no cure for the past 30 years. Now, it disappeared online. How the internet changed my life over the past decade. What does all this have to do at all with making passive money? Every time I wanted to do something about my health, I got stuck not having enough money. I was laughed at when I said, I just want to make $1 online. What on earth would I want to do with just $1? I decided to focus on making money online, micro shifting from $1 to $1 per day and then more. Get up, breakfast, work, lunch, supper, sleep, rinse and repeat. I started searching 100% passive income online. I was inspired by the emerging possibilities and the promise that I saw on the internet. There was just one problem. I discovered that 99% were fake matrices, empty promises, straightforward scams. I tried to find what was missing. I read and watched everything I could get my hands on. I looked for experts who might be able to help, but few people seemed to have the skills I really needed. And those who did were far and far beyond my budget. I felt stuck. Trading has always been an interest, and I decided if robots were going to take our jobs, I'm going to find a way to use robots to make me money. I combined trading and robots, starting the search for making passive money online. I stumbled across the one non-lasting after the other platform, learning how they operated. I cannot describe the fear, the anxiety when pressing the button, not knowing if that much needed money is going to get from A, B, C, and then hopefully back. Thank goodness, my motto became, Giving up is not an option, not just finding passive income, but also not giving up finding a cure for the autoimmune disorders I was told there is no cure for. Constantly learning and applying everything I learned and tasted, and building on them with my own ideas, I was finally able to get to that 1 to 2% real passive income online companies during the past decade. And something surprising happened. In a free summit training workshop, someone heard what I was doing, inviting me for an interview. I will be eternally thankful for Selena Dorsey, Walt Disson, Daniel Mangena, and Joel Bauer, to mention just a few. It was sent to me by God, universe, law of vibration, and law of attraction. It activated events in my life that is impossible to put in words. And daily, more people are sent into my life. It's fascinating to see. It's not puzzle pieces falling in place. It's more like a pixelated NFT puzzle tumbling down on me in minute detail and slow motion. I feel lucky to have discovered the world of online workshops and training, connecting with like-minded individuals, and the doors opened for me. I had the same nagging feeling that afflicts so many coaches, consultants, authors, and speakers I've met. The feeling that I could be making more of an impact than what I was. That the skills, expertise, and insights could help more people. Many people still do not realize and are not aware of the vast opportunity and the possibility that the internet has brought us to empower us on a holistic level, and how we can impact the peoples and communities around us on and offline. Ignorance is no longer an excuse. Do not change your own life and circumstances. Longing arises from a dimension that is deeper than your individual sense of self, deeper than your soul. It rises from the unknown and comes through us into this world. Longing comes from this divine forces of love, bringing new potentials into existence. Something greater waits for us. If you pay close attention, when you begin to feel that longing, you can sense that it's a two-way affair. Something in you is longing for you and through you. And that is where the immense power and beauty lies. The potential that don't fit into the life we currently have. Longing can be counted on to shatter the compromise in our lives and activate our true potentials. Longing makes us restless and hungry for something we can't explain. Suddenly, something entirely new is not only possible, but starts to come into existence. Longing allows us to access greater power and alignment with our highest potentials. We can also sense a deeper evolutionary longing within us. It is tired of power structures, divisiveness, insensitivity, competitiveness, and other elements that we assume is inherent in humanity. When the longing opens, new potential opens on every level. I have learned from so many over the past 3 decades, and I take a deep learning, listening. I have a very bad memory when it comes to memorizing quotes, history, and who said what. Please forgive me for not remembering who I learned from. It is just too vast. I honor them all. I decided to try and summarize what I believe and get anyone from where they are to where they want to be, irrespective of where you are in your life at the current moment. Why do we fail to achieve mastery? Not because we aren't talented, but because we aren't disciplined. The wonderful news is you can get good at anything that you set your mind to. It's not always going to be easy, and it might not be fast, but the willingness to put in that work, that's what's going to separate you from the rest. I beg you to see yourself capable of becoming anything you want to become. become truly extraordinary if you can find within yourself the discipline to stick with it, to persist. I talk about this and do what I do because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle. You know you are capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with those who have done what you want to do, those who have gone where you want to go. And that is why you are here today. Am I where I want to be? Not at all. I have come a far way, and I'm planning to still go far. Everyone has their journey. I'm on mine, and you are on yours. If what I do, who I am, resonates with you, you are welcome to join me for 5 minutes, for a few weeks, months, or years. It is seldom for a lifetime. I would like to share my top rules for success. Perseverance. Steve Martin said, perseverance is a great substitute for talent. I want you to know that talent is not transferable. Knowledge, tools, and techniques are. That is why I love about what I do. No talent is needed. It takes 10,000 hours to become good at something. How many hours have you spent on what you say you want to be good at? Unless you pour your heart and soul into getting where you want to be, you have to put yourself into it as if life depends on it, because it does. Be prepared to do blood, sweat, and tears in order to become that thing that you want so badly, because you are so hungry, you're determined to become anything that you set your mind to. The only thing that matters is, will you persevere? Will you stick with it long enough to get the results you want? Sometimes it's the process that is the thing that's meant to be enjoyed. It's the process that you're meant to invest in, rather than always thinking about the goal, the outcome, or what you're going to get out of it. Incredible transformation happens in your life when you decide to take control of what you have power over, instead of craving control over what you don't. And that's where a lot of people get lost. Joy right here now. That's why gratitude is such an empowering practice, to sit there and not think of the glorious things that may await you in your future, but to think about the things you have here in this moment: oxygen in your lungs, a simple breeze on your face, a window in your house, birds waking you in the morning, someone that you love, someone that loves you, nothing that costs money. Nothing is the pot of gold at the end of a glorious rainbow. It's not even about becoming something extraordinary, not waiting for the results of that. It's simply understanding that the one thing you can control are your actions today, the choices that you make, what you get to do, how you think about yourself, the beliefs you choose to bring into your life. Those things you control. And when you understand the power of this, is the willingness to believe in yourself that no one is going to give you. Even the people that love you, they're not going to give you that. They're incapable of giving it to you. People cannot see past their own limitations. They take them for the truth. People actually believe the things that have stopped them will do so forever. Not only stop them, but they will stop other people. So how can they hope to give you anything but their limitations? So if you know that even the people that love you, what they're handing you is limitations, the best of the intentions, with all the love in the world, how are you going to break out of it? How are you going to break past those rules? How are you going to fight anxiety that inevitably comes your way when you think about going against the grain? Even gravity will break under the weight of a superior will. So recognize that if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Or do you allow yourself to be caged in, to be hemmed in by what other people think? If you let yourself be defined by what other people perceive of as you will forever be limited by what they give you permission to do. I don't know about you. I don't want to be told what to do. I will never be held back by someone else's opinion. I will define myself. I will figure out what I need to do, and I will do it. And at the end of the day, that is it. My goals drive my behavior. I'm not held back by what other people think about me. No matter how intoxicating it is to be loved, you have to decide what you want. Do you want to be you? Or do you want to be someone else's reflection of you? Look for the positive and create a plan. Look for the positive in everything around you. It's incredible. If you're willing to look at it that way, everything around you can be taken for granted. That's your perspective. It really is about the frame that you choose to put around things. I mean, simply being alive is already insane. The odds are so stacked against you. Not only just being human, but being human at this moment in time. This moment in time, the breakthroughs, technology are happening at an unprecedented rate. The breakthroughs in medicine, science are happening at an unprecedented rate. Our ability to connect with people, to empathize with people, all the way around the globe, all of the changes that have happened in technology, in telecom, connectivity, health, everything. We're living in the most miraculous times ever. But you have to look at it. Life is a wonderful, wonderful opera, except that it hurts. These are the words of Joseph Campbell. So the question is, do you see it as a beautiful opera, or do you just pay attention to the pain? At the end of the day, you're going to get what you focus on. They're both true. This is both the most amazing time that's ever happened, ever in recorded history. And yet, real things are terrifying, are also happening. But where you put your energy, where you put your attention, where you put your focus, that is going to determine what you see. That is the most fascinating, the most important thing you have to understand about the way your mind works. You get what you focus on. If you focus on the things that are bad, they will become real. They will become exaggerated. Ask me. I am living proof of that. It's called the reticular activating system. Your mind is literally designed to pay attention to the things that you notice. Once you notice a certain car, dog, or hear a name, you see and hear it everywhere. Suddenly you realize that it has been all around you this entire time. But now, if you are focused on it now, if you look for the negative, it will be there. But if you look for the positive, it will overwhelm you. Make sure you take action after watching this video. Click on the link to the free book I wrote for you. Highlight the lessons learned in this video. Pull out your 3 favorite learnings. The quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. Only 95% of courses bought are ever even opened. Think about that for a moment. And that, as Stephen Covey said, you're not the product of your circumstances, but rather a product of your decisions. It is going down that road. It is taking the decision to get started. It's the decision to face possible failure. It's the decision to get up once you failed. And it's the decision of what to learn when you fail. 74% of Americans hate their job, and it's probably worldwide. Remember that at the end of the day, you are going to go as far as you're willing to fight for. And that's if you're willing to fight to go all the way. Then you will go that far. You will set a new bar. You will define for yourself what is possible. To become that beacon of hope and become that thing that other people look to as the standard. But at the end of the day, it started with you getting started. It started with you showing up. It started with you pushing and trying to get out. Work for something because it is good, not just because it stands a chance to succeed. Rather think about what matters, what's important, because if something is important, if it speaks to you, ask only about whether or not it's going to light your fire. And that, in trying the big, impossible dreaming, that thing that nobody else is even willing to talk about. In dreaming, that is the crazy ones who are able to make their dreams come true. Because the crazy ones allowed themselves to believe that. Why are you limiting your life like this? Why are you narrowing things down? Why not go get the dopamine hit from the fridge? You have to have a reason, right? You've got to know why you eat a certain way or don't eat a certain way. You've got to know why you're working this hard. You've got to know for why. To push through the difficult things and times. Always be learning. Always be adapting. The most powerful weapon you're going to have at your disposal isn't a gun. It isn't a sword or a bomb. The most powerful weapon you will ever have at your disposal, if you really want to make a change, is knowledge. You should care because it's the greatest joy. You should only listen to this if it's leading you down a path that makes you feel more alive. And that's the point. The point is to get in touch with something that makes you feel great, but not to let yourself starve or be stopped by a fear that you'll fail. This doesn't have to be a tale of being terrified, though. Everyone, including myself, screaming at you, telling you that you need to go do something great. The part they're leaving out is why should they care? I'm not going to play safe. I'm going to play where it hurts. I'm going to play where I feel clumsy. I'm going to play only the areas that make me feel stupid. Because in that, I know that the way that the brain responds is through adaptation. The only way that the human animal adapts is through stress. You have to be willing to break things in order to build something new. All of the people that were lying your way, the people that didn't try, simply because they didn't believe that they could do it. You need to be willing to see things that you yourself think are impossible. And try, because in that you will stretch yourself. You have to be willing to look inward at the state of your current skill set and say, I'm going to play outside of it. Brian Tracy said, attempt impossible in order to improve your work. Think about that for a second. Attempt impossible just to get better. To try the things that you know are going to fail. Things that the world is going to tell you simply cannot be. But even if it violates the laws of physics, if there's something in the attempt that you're going to learn, you owe it to yourself. You have a moral obligation to try. The nature of failure is not to tell you who you are. The nature of a failure is to tell you what didn't work. It's to inform. It's to educate you. It's to test you. It's to be a gut check, to find out if you believe in yourself enough to push forward, even when the world seems to be telling you not to. As Thomas Edison said, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed, which is to always try one more time. I know there are going to be a million times in your life where you want to give up, where you absolutely ache with a desire to quit, and nothing sits inside of your gut other than the certainty that you are going to fail. Nietzsche's quote, "The person with the right why can survive almost anything." You have to find your why, know your why. Once you have that, you'll be able to attempt the impossible. It doesn't mean going to school. It can be school, it can be books, it can be a mentor, it can be somebody else's failure, your own failure, but whatever it is, always be learning. Be learning something today, knowing that that's an investment. One day, that thing that you've worked yourself to the bone for, to understand better than anybody else in the world, is going to help you change the world. But you have to be doing it now. You have to be learning with an obsession. That's what I want you to understand. It doesn't matter where you are now. It doesn't matter where you started. Your circumstances, the money, the people that you know, none of it matters. What matters is how much you are willing to learn. How good are you willing to get? Feeling I will never be gifted. Therefore, I will never be an artist, the one I wanted to be. I was in a downward spiral of big proportions. And at the height of that, I would go home from my dead-end job and burnt out and in pain. I would lay face down, just too tired for anything. I lay there thinking, well, my life is effectively over. Certainly, the life that I was working towards, the dream is over. And if that means I have to go and work a dead end, then that's what I'll do. And so I used to go to jobs, having nothing to look forward to. I'm told my autoimmune disorders were all in my head. And at this has led me to the idea of brain plasticity. Somewhere in the depths of my despair, I believed life can be better. Maybe we can better ourselves. And so I started reading about the brain. And that started to plant seeds in my mind. That maybe brain plasticity was real. And maybe I could get better. And just maybe get to where I want to be. Realize my dreams and goals. Having gone through years of experience and reading, I started realizing, wait, neuroscientists might be right. And maybe, just maybe, I can learn to become that thing I want to become. And that realization had changed the rest of my life. And that's why I'm so obsessed with the idea of growth mindset and brain plasticity, because science backs it up. And once we understand this, the only belief that matters is that if you put in time and energy into getting better at something, you will actually get better. How do I describe the meaning of going into the darkness? Everybody is motivated by two different things. One, you have the beautiful things in your life, the things that are going well, the things that you're grateful for, the things you're moving towards instead of away from. You have a compelling vision of your future. It's something that you're very excited about. All of those things are beautiful things. Now, the flip side of that equation are the things that causes doubt. Your haters, the things you're moving away from. It's fear-based things. It's something that you absolutely refuse to let happen. It is incredibly potent to me, but that the darkness serves you better in a very acute moment. Darkness becomes corrosive. You start to become bitter. You start to be angry. You stop being optimistic. You stop seeing things in a way that's empowering and positive. Just thinking about the deep limbic system, when it gets inflamed, you perceive things as negative. Negativity stops people from making progress. It's a whole host of neurological reasons and sort of mindset reasons why being negative over the long run becomes very detrimental and holds you back. It physically makes you ill. Ask me. The things that make me unique is that I have a desire to connect. That I actually enjoy communities. That I'm not a person with a killer instinct. I'm not interested in stepping on my competitor's neck. This is just not how I'm wired. I'm wired to build something. I'm wired to see people shine. I love seeing other people win, watch them succeed. Even when I decide to market, I decided to do what I call intentional marketing. What is incredible is that it doesn't mean that I don't want to win. I want to win at the absolute highest level. I want to be the greatest of all time in what I do, in my journey. I want more people to write about me, empowering others to reach their dreams. I want that, and I hope each and every one of you want to play at that level. I hope each and every one of you becomes the greatest you can be. My highest value in business is empowering you to better your life, making you more money. And by doing that, empowering myself and making more money so I can help others to do the same. The person with big dreams is more powerful than the person with all the facts. You see through the end of what you want to, and that the energy comes not from fact. The energy comes from your dream. The energy comes from what it is that you want to do. The energy ultimately is born out of what you want to create. It's born out of a willingness to allow yourself to dream, out of a willingness to think that you actually can do it. It's born out of the willingness to take that first step. The only reason that you are going to take that first step is you believe that you can actually make your dreams come true. That sense of this thing that you have in your mind, that you can make it real, and have that excitement that you've long fantasized about. Understanding it, really feeling it in your gut. That thing that you've dreamed about can be real. And when you have that, that's when you are going to have the energy that you really need to push and to fight through all of the difficult things that you are going to have to get on the other side and make the dream real. Starting that dream, it starts with your willingness to cultivate it, to think about it, to allow yourself to do that, because so many people stop themselves. They think they're inadequate. They think that they could never do it. And even if that is a fact, it's not something that's going to help you live a life that excites you. It is not something that's going to help you excite other people. The one thing that will do that is the dream. Right now, allow yourself that simply to dream is important. If we argue for our limitations, guess what? They become yours, and congratulations. You now get to live in that box. You get to live in that self-defined prison. Instead, you keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. You don't act like someone who can't see that there sure are limits. There are edges to the universe. But you're looking not at that. You're looking at how do you really execute. You're dreaming big. And so if instead of rejecting it because your feet must stay planted on the ground, remember that in keeping your feet on the ground, that's the moment of action. That's the moment of doing something about it. That's the moment of seeing the possibilities, then moving, doing something, making it real. So right now, you want to fight for the things that aren't possible? Do you believe in it enough so you can convince yourself that you should be moving? And go do what you know you're destined to do. If you don't have clear goals in this moment, start doing. Do not worry about the how. The how will be revealed on the way. And it keeps changing. But as you move on, become so specific because you have to know what skills you need to acquire. You're developing a mindset where you believe, I can do anything I set my mind to. And by the way, once you believe that you can do anything you set your mind to without limitation, how you spend your time becomes a spiritual journey. Do not, under any circumstances, make anyone else extraordinary to let yourself off the hook. Don't do it. Don't sell yourself short. This is where I see people go wrong all the time. They look at somebody who's amazing. They say, well, they're just naturally gifted, not knowing how much time, effort, hours, and grinding they've put into getting there. Getting where they are. When you see them as gifted, talented, and successful, I could never do that. You couldn't do it because you believe you can. And because you believe you can, you don't start putting in the work. Keep the promises to yourself in the first place, and you will build self-confidence, believing in yourself. It really is a game of transformation. It's really a game of understanding that you can become something you never imagined in your wildest dreams. So even though I didn't start with the required skills I needed to execute, it was a very long and lonely road, and I'm still acquiring skills daily. And that is the choice you have to make. It's not something anyone can hand you. It's something you have to believe to the core of your soul, that it is not okay to stay in a plateau, and that is what is going to push you through. It's that decision that makes you get up and keep going. But first, you have to recognize that life is cause and effect. You have to recognize that choice is a knock-on effect. You have to realize that saying the words out loud have a cause and an effect. They change the course of your life. Expectations that other people have of you, expectations that you have of yourself. And if you understand, like Bruce Lee, that he can control the outside world by first controlling what's inside, by changing your belief system to match what you want. Then you are able to accomplish what you want in life. Bruce Lee did it in his life, and it had nothing to do with luck. It had everything to do with the demands that he made on himself. I was told that the 4 autoimmune disorders were incurable, but I had to live with those excruciating pain levels, exhaustion, and other symptoms for the rest of my life. I was never going to be able to lead a normal life, doing the things I so much loved. I did it. I did the grueling work of getting better. I understood cause and effect. I understood that I chose to believe that I could never do it, that I'd never be able to do it. But that if I chose to believe that by doing the work, day in, day out, week, month, year in and out, that I could find a solution, get stronger and get better and get back to it. And I could. And that's what I did. So now I ask yourself, if your life is dictated by luck or cause and effect, are you in control, or is it somebody else who is in control? Is it you? And if it's you, go build the life that you want. because there's nothing stopping you but you sticking with your old habits. Creating good habits, we tell ourselves, is extremely hard because they're boring. So whenever something is boring, it's because somebody's pursuing something that they actually don't care about. And that is the problem. For instance, eating healthy food all the time. It isn't thrilling in the way that, say, eating a bag of creamy white buttermilk risks in your tea, or chocolates, which is a personal favorite of mine, or fried food and wood-fired pizza, which is truly my weakness. That stuff is fun, man. If you want to talk about dopamine cascade, I could take a random and boring Tuesday and make it feel like a long weekend just by deciding that I'm going to cheat now. But then when I think back how my body felt though, I don't do that. I sometimes cheat, but I think twice before doing so. Yet my life is full of things that thrill me, and I use that word on purpose. Now what it comes back to is going back to the whole topic of today's habits and how you stick with them, even when you're bored, even when it's not interesting anymore, long after it stopped being fun. The very secret to habits is caring about the thing that habit is meant to lead to. I have a dream card with me, the 5 areas of my life on the fridge, on the grocery cupboard, and as a car key holder. When I do decide to cheat, I do so consciously and not unconsciously, knowing the consequences of my decision and reminding me why I'm doing what I'm doing. There's no judgment on anyone, because if having pizza and fizzy drinks with chocolates every day of your life is what you want and you like it, great. If you want to sit at home all day and you want to live your life like that. If you do not want to put in the work and you're living in a tiny room with 5 other people, fine. But don't say it is luck when someone else puts in the work, the time, the grind for their dreams. The things that bring fulfillment are often born of suffering, but they allow you to get stronger in order to serve other people. When you can take something that's an interest and build it into something you care deeply about, when you associate your habits to that thing, suddenly the habits will be much easier. Don't judge yourself when you fail. Get up, dust yourself off, get in the bath, have a good cry if you must, go sleep and start over again tomorrow. Live your life the way you want, but respect the realities of neurochemistry. I think few people really realize we construct our lives and we build them from nothing. We decide what our goals are. We decide in what way to move. We decide who we're going to become and what we're going to get. It's a decision. It's a process. It isn't something that someone hands you. And so if you find that your life is a misery, understand that your life is an exact reflection of your choices. Even though life happens to or for us, we always have a choice, at least of how we are going to react and feel about it. And if you want a different life, you need only make a different choice. I know right now many of you are thinking, I don't know what way to make, what way to go. I don't know what choice to make. I don't know what it is that I want to do. And I don't believe skill was or ever will be the result of coaches. It's a result of a love affair between you and your dreams. So ask yourself, what's that thing that you love? And don't judge yourself if it was something that you loved as a child, something that people are telling you you couldn't possibly make money from. It is the part that I want to break open for people. I want you to understand, to stop asking yourself, what can I make a lot of money from? Start asking yourself, what would you enjoy? If money was no concern, what would you get up for every day and do it for free? What is that in life that you don't need to escape from, that puts you in flow? What is that thing that as a kid you did even the people wanted you to or not? What is that thing you would sneak out at night to do because you were never going to be stopped doing it? Everybody has something like that in their life, some spark of interest, maybe long dormant, maybe that you've pushed aside because you think it's stupid, or maybe you failed once. You think you're bad at it, even though you love it. Or life just happened, and you never did it. That is me. The only thing that matters is not success. And sure as hell isn't money. Though if you don't have enough money, you normally cannot pursue that thing. To be and to build it into something that you're proud of, and to become the person that's capable of the thing you want to do. So go figure it out, what it is that you want to do, and brick by brick, have the courage to build that life because you made it this far. I want to celebrate you. Most people start and don't finish. Most people never actually follow through. Most people say they want something, but they never ever do the work to actually get it. But you are different. You are special, empowered women of the world. You made it here all the way to listen and to learn. Now is the time to take action. Never stop learning. Learn to adapt. During times of uncertainty, times of fear for some, stress for some, but at the same time is the time for us to learn to adapt. Isn't adaptation one of the greatest skills we can have and learn? Through history, and especially the past few years, the ones that learn to adapt are the ones that survive. So today my question for you is, what are you doing to adapt right now? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially. Those are the 5 areas of adaptation. Whose responsibility is it to adapt? If adaptation is a skill, how do you manage your mindset to go from being reactive to responsive? Responsive is because of thought. How can we react? Anger, blame, shame, guilt, fear. It is our protective state. Have discipline. How disciplined are you? We are self-disciplined, our current habits and thinking. Do you have the right disciplines to set goals, create plans, and achieve them? Do you have the right disciplines to prime your brain with your vision, goals, and plans for your life every day? For example, in one area of your life, let's say health, if that is important to you, what is the one thing you can do to change that? And do this for each area that is important for you. Prioritize these as well, but try to do at least one thing in each of those areas. Achieving these small milestones, micro-shifting, and keep moving at your own pace. This is not a race against anyone. Focus on yourself. Know it is a race against yourself to just be better than you were yesterday. Develop good habits. Take care of your well-being. Unleash your full potential. Invest in your present. Be unique. Zen says, the flower do not think about competing with the flower next to it. It just blooms, and that's really your job. It is to see the outside world, to see the flower next to you, to understand the amazing things that are happening all around you, all of the incredible people, and the essence of what they have. And that's what it is they've done. to bring that inside yourself, to find out what does it look like when I'm authentically me. Once you understand the difference between that, then you can really begin to become something you need. You can become that thing that you were meant to be. That thing that makes you feel alive and whole. That's it. That's the secret. You can actually want to wake up every day and be that thing. Once we understand it, it is the reality and that it's just part of the human condition, then we can begin to ideally let ourselves off the hook and not spending a lot of time stuck there. Detach from expectations, avoid negative thoughts, learn to let it burn. Have intensity in your authentic self. Tell yourself a different story. If you really want to go to the next level, disappear as long as it takes to metamorph into the new you. My goal in this presentation is to share with you that anything is possible. I'm proof of that. Healing from 4 incurable autoimmune disorders, from below zero financially. If I could do it persisting for 3 decades under fire on all levels, I guarantee you I can show you how I reduced the financial stress I was under for 30 years. I want to show you how potentially anyone can make passive money online successfully from day one. Strategies that you can use to create leverage, impact, and freedom that you know is possible. Eliminating the frustration to find passive income online in 3 steps. And for free, I will, with a take by the hand approach, show you exactly how you can start earning your first passive income from day one, irrespective of your age, background, and how little or how much money you have. I will empower you to go from where you are to where you want to be. Zig Ziglar says, discipline is doing within while you are doing without. Come with a game plan, execute the game plan. I guarantee you it will happen for you if you persevere. You can transform your life. You can talk about it, read about it, attend conferences. I've done all of this for you, but you will still have to put in the work when it comes to your mindset, your fears. I cannot do that for you. Making money and keeping money is 90% emotions and only 10% knowledge, tools, and techniques. I show you the 10%, saving you the decade it took me making you money from day one. 90%, I can tell you where and who to go to, the best in the world. But you still have to put in the work. The 3 main questions that always comes to everybody's mind is it easy? Does it work? Can I do it? I guarantee you, I can teach your child or your grandmother in 3 easy steps in less than an hour to make 100% passive income through a 3-step trusted make money system online, taking you from confusion to clarity. What is the difference between interest and commitment, and how it will help you achieve any goal you have this year? A committed individual is committed and will do whatever it takes to achieve their goals, whether financial, health, or mental strength. The power and connection between body and mind, and the impact it has if we are not living congruently with our core values, our passions, and purpose is underestimated. I am extremely proud that my daughter Martelise can pursue her dreams. It was my goal, it was my objective, that she could do what she loves in life without compromise, the things that drives her. I do the same thing for my clients because I was looking for that purpose. I found my answer. I learned the skill set that is unique. It was the art of making passive money online, transforming our lives. We consist of passion, all that we are mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. This is truly how I felt when I discovered the power of the human mind, including the unlimited ability to heal, create, and become the best version of myself. I found my passionate about sharing this with others. When we apply passion to our everyday lives, miracles begin to happen. Passion combined with intention creates space for the manifestation of our most desired and cherished dreams and reasons for being here. Finding your purpose, combining it with passion, is a powerful force of creation. I have a dream where everyone can live their passion, their purpose, and hence I look forward to sharing my life's work with you. I asked myself, what impact can a nobody, a barefoot farm girl from Central South Africa, have on the world before she leaves this earth? It is an overwhelming feeling. I came up with a plan to teach at least one person per country what I do, how I do it, and how to pay it forward. I want to set up my non-profit in such a manner that after my death, it supports the structure I have created. I want to set it up globally, and hopefully what I started will impact the world long after I'm gone. Be on the lookout for the Widow's Cruise. The idea is that it will never run empty. Because of the possibility the internet has brought us, I know now that it is possible to create this network before I'm gone. The impossible has become possible because of technology and the belief that started with a dream. I have dedicated my entire life mastering transformation, regardless of the challenges I faced. In a body healthier at 54 than at 24, I look forward to sharing my life's work with you. Life's work that will empower virtually anyone to potentially change their financial situation, freeing them from financial stress and empowering them to live their dreams, passion, and purpose, leading to vibrant health, mental wellness, increase their energy and self-esteem, while potentially extending their life 10 to 15 years. The reason for my success with people of virtually any background, age, or situation is that my techniques, systems, tools, and processes do not require talent, as they are entirely technique-driven. I have found that talent is not transferable, but technique is. I want to end by saying I heard Oprah Winfrey say something happened, and she called in her producers telling them that from that day forward, she will no longer do any interviews with people who are fighting each other, because in that way she's damaging her own character and other people who watch. The words were, from this day forward, I am going to do intentional television. And there and then I created the term for my intentional marketing, because even when I start marketing, my marketing will be the intention to ignite you, so you initiate, invest, and improve, creating infinite freedom for life, paying it forward to as many as possible global inclusion through tools, techniques, systems, and knowledge, empowering the possibility of financial freedom. I can't tell anybody what to do, but I can show you what I do and why this has helped me, freeing me from financial stress, healing me. After 30 years under fire, I found my purpose and how you can do so too. I guarantee you that what I do works. Herewith, I would like to give you my free gift showing you how to get started. Click the link below to receive your free book. I wish you well. I wish you love. Until and if we connect again.